Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Alistair Overeem against Alexander Volkov. Sunday, 7th of Feb. Is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, 1 a.m. Yeah, GMT. Makes sense. Saturday, Sunday for everyone in the UK and Europe. Just before we get into this, a few notes from last night's card. I'm sure the fans have seen it, our viewers. Conor got knocked the fuck out. He was doing pretty well until he got knocked out, but he got knocked out. Chandler looks like he's the real deal, but Hooker was very cautious for some reason. Muradov did okay. I'm never betting on Khalil Roundtree again. And anything else you want to add, Schooler?
I'll just second the thing about Khalil Roundtree being a massive, useless donkey.
Yeah.
Who just ruined my come. But yeah, I mean, Conor McGregor I thought looked good. He landed some clean shots. I do wonder whether Dustin Poirier is very difficult to knock out at lightweight.
Yeah, probably.
Hasn't knocked that many people out at lightweight. I think it's only Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
So maybe he just doesn't have that kind of power at lightweight that he does at featherweight. Maybe that explosivity is gone. I'm not sure. But still, he looked decent. But, he got caught by Poirier. So, fair play.
Yeah, he got fucked up in the end. Good win for Poirier. And then what else went on? I don't know. There were a few other fights there. But what was the other fight that was pretty good? I've completely forgotten now.
Muradov.
Muradov did well. Nah, there was another one. What am I thinking of?
Sarukian.
Oh, yeah, Sayukin's wrestling. Woo.
Yeah, that was sick.
That boy can wrestle. Yeah.
Frivola did have some moments of good defensive wrestling there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's a wrestler as well. He's from a wrestling background. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarukian's wrestling is just another level.
His jab's good. His striking is nowhere near as good as his wrestling, though. His wrestling is just wow.
To be honest, if you wrestle like that and you have a decent jab, you can do.
You can get away with it, exactly. Yeah. Well, Khabib is the main example.
Yeah. True,
decent jab, very good wrestler. Yeah. Well, yep, that's last night. Interesting card. Be interesting to see what the pay-per-view figures are. And let's get straight into this. So we've got Alistair Overeem, number 5, Volkov, number 6. Two very big dudes. Alistair's 6'4", Volkov is 6'7". He's the second tallest fighter on the UFC roster after Struve, who's still fighting for some reason. Both coming off, I think Alistair's coming off a 2-fight win streak. Volkov's coming off a 1-fight win streak. Alistair's more well-rounded. Volkov's definitely better at the striking department. Former M1 champ. Alistair's a former Dream and K1 champ. What are you thinking, Andrew?
My immediate reaction to this is it's mostly going to be a striking match.
Yeah.
I mean, Volkov has a karate background. Overeem has the Dutch kickboxing background. So mostly kickboxing match, but Overeem has the ability to throw in a couple of takedowns.
Yeah.
Which is probably the variable here. Now, for me, the question is actually before we come to the takedowns, let's just break down their striking. So Alexander Volkov being 6'7", having an 80-inch reach is very dangerous. He's got that karate background. His striking isn't that sophisticated, but when you're that tall and you're that long, as long as you have a decent jab, a decent 1-2, and some decent kicks, which he does, you can do an awful lot with that. And that's reflected in the striking differential. And he's got power as well. So he's very difficult to deal with on the feet, mainly as a function of his height and reach. Overeem, on the other hand, frustrates me. He's got decent striking. He's a Dutch kickboxer. But the one thing that annoys me about Overeem is he does that thing that all kickboxers do, that when he gets hit, he just covers up. And just one example where that didn't work for him he actually won the fight, but against Augusto Sakai. Sakai would land combinations on him. Then Overeem would just cover up like this, get pushed backwards against the cage. Then Sakai would just land bombs on him. Now, this is a bit of a paradox, because most of those shots are not actually getting through.
Yeah.
But still, like they're gonna hurt. They're gonna take something out of you. Even if you block something with a 4-ounce glove, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And of course, your opponent is landing a whole load of points while you're just static. So that kind of frustrates me. And Overeem does that a lot. It would be a lot more expedient for him to get the fuck out of the way. But his background in striking and kickboxing doesn't really lend itself towards that. So who do you think does better on the feet, Volkov or Overeem?
It's hard to say. I think they're both pretty good strikers for heavyweight. I think I may give the slight edge to Alistair just because of his kickboxing background. He's had, I can't remember, 20 kickboxing fights in K1, and he's had 50, 60 MMA fights. In terms of technique, in terms of realistically, who's going to get more output in and hit the other person more? Probably Volkov, I think, because of his reach and his height.
I think so, yeah. Volkov does land more. I mean, the Overeem, the days of Overeem back in the early 2000s and Pride, or whatever the other one was, he was a beast. He had really sick kickboxing. Now it's not quite the same. He
was on roids as well. So
yeah, I mean, he's lost that exclusivity. He's lost the speed. I think of course, with age and experience comes experience. And he somehow finds ways to survive, even when he's getting banged up against the cage. Not many of those shots are landing. He does find ways to survive. Even in the fight against Walt Harris, where he nearly got finished, he just finds ways of hanging on, and sometimes even going on to win the fight. I think Overeem's advantage here is with the takedowns, because Volkov doesn't have the best takedown defense. He doesn't have the best jiu-jitsu. I think he was taken down 14 times by Walt Harris. He was taken down multiple times by
Curtis Blades, you mean?
Was it? Sorry, Curtis Blades. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry.
He's like the best wrestler at heavyweight, though. Just as a caveat.
He is.
Yeah.
But I mean, 14 times is.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's his takedown defense is 65%, so not too bad. But yeah, 14 times is a hell of a lot, and
he was taken down a lot by Verdum as well.
He knocked Verdum out, though.
He did.
Yeah, he was taken down 3 times by Verdum, and then he took Verdum down twice.
Yeah, those takedowns that Volkov got were later on in that 5-round fight when Verdum was knackered. So Verdum basically tired himself out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, my issue with Volkov's ground game is I don't think he's got the best takedown defense, and on the ground he doesn't have the best jiu-jitsu. Like he's not, reversing people. He's not. He doesn't have the best guard. He's not getting hooks. He's not attacking submissions off his back. And once he's on the ground, he typically stays there for quite some time, which is an issue if Overeem gets him down, because Overeem's got some ferocious ground and pound.
He's got very good submissions as well. He's actually he's won a medal. He's won a ADCC medal in grappling.
Has he?
Overeem, yeah.
Sick.
He has a lot of submissions on his record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's good everywhere. He's very well rounded. How old is Overeem now?
40, I think.
40. Yeah, it's borderline.
He's 40, but I mean, he still looks pretty good. I mean, in his last 2 fights, his striking looked crisp. Like he still moves pretty well. He throws output, doesn't get tired. But yeah, I mean, Volkov's 80 years younger than him. Volkov's in his prime, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at that record. Yeah, I mean, he does have good cardio. He is a 5-round fighter. He's very clever with his use of energy.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what his game plan was. So against Sakai, the game plan was really good. You trade with him, rounds 1 and 2. Then in the later rounds, when he's a little bit tired, his opponent's a little bit tired, you go for the takedowns. And that worked out really well for him. Whether that was a conscious game plan, I don't know. He doesn't typically go for the takedowns in most of his fights. He doesn't have a whole load of takedowns, at least in his last 10 fights or so.
His takedown accuracy is pretty good, 56%.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel as though Overeem needs to get the takedown.
Yeah, 100. He should go against Volkov. He should go for a takedown straight away, in my opinion.
Yes.
Don't take the chance. So. Yeah, get him tired.
The question is, does his gas tank allow for that? I know, he's got good cardio, but at heavyweight, going for these takedowns is bloody hard work.
Yeah, and this is 5 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, because Volkov's got such a lack of BJJ skill set, keeping him down probably won't be that exhausting. Like, what's he really going to be doing off his back?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. Alistair's just going to be lying on him, throwing in the odd punch to the face, some ground and pound, maybe.
Yeah.
Has Volkov ever submitted anyone? I don't think he has. He's not
Should
really. He's definitely not in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all KOs and decisions.
Yeah, just one thing. So when Volkov fought Verdum was hitting the takedown attempts constantly, and that really impacted Volkov's striking. It made him very cautious. Even when Verdum was visibly tired, Volkov just wasn't hitting him, the way he could. So he does respect those takedowns, and I do wonder if Overeem does just try go for them. Doesn't have to get them. Just let them know that they're on the table.
Exactly. Yeah.
It could just make him hesitant, which could open things up for Overeem.
Yeah.
But if this is a pure stand-up fight, I think Volkov is probably going to pick him off.
Yeah, he's got very high output as well. Against Roy Nelson, he threw 122. Against Struve, he threw 135. Against Derek Lewis, which he should have won, he threw 121 punches. Very high output. So, yeah, I think that's the best thing for Overeem to do. Come out, try and take him down, gas him out, possibly try and submit him, or if not, get a decision. I don't think he should bang with this guy too much.
Yeah. So to be honest, I'm not sure how this fight goes.
It's a difficult one. I'm getting on to predictions. I'm leaning slightly more towards Alistair Overeem because he's more well-rounded, but it wouldn't surprise me if Volkov finishes him, sorry, because Alistair's been knocked out so many times. And Volkov does hit hard. He kicks hard and he punches hard too. And he's got output. But I don't like betting on heavyweight. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've got no idea who wins this. But the variable is Overeem's takedowns. Does he choose to go for them or not?
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's just not that. His previous fights don't indicate that it's always part of his game plan, so we just don't know. So to be honest, I've really got no idea. I think this could go either way.
Well, didn't he take Sakai down 3 times?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did really well. He finished him on the ground. But I mean, one time isn't a pattern that we can, sort of extrapolate into the future.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in my opinion, if there's a big favorite here, I think we just pick the other guy and follow the value.
Yeah. I don't think there will be a big favorite here, but I'm leaning towards Alistair, but this is so close. I say 55-45.
Okay. So let's have a look at the odds.
Okay.
Who do you think is the betting favorite?
I'd say probably Volkov because of his age. He's younger and
Oh fuck!
Alistair's been knocked out a lot.
You might be surprised. Okay, so Volkov is the favorite.
Yeah.
Minus 200.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely betting on Alistair then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Reem
Yeah.
is plus 163.
Plus 163. And what are the odds for the Reem to get a sub?
I don't think he's going to get a sub, but let's have
Or a
look.
finish, sorry, a finish.
A finish. We don't have those odds yet.
Okay.
Let me Google this. I mean, we should expand beyond just one betting site, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Overeem, because we're professional. Overeem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's value on Overeem here. He's very experienced.
Yeah, I think there is. Da-da-da-da.
I miss the old days of Overeem though, when he was just jacked on roids.
Those were the good old days.
Those were the good days. When he
Yeah.
used to step on the scale and Ariane Celeste used to just faint, thinking, I wish that man was inside me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't find any odds for submission, but there's a finish rather. I'll just give me another few seconds.
Well, that's quite early, isn't it? It's a week away, so
Yeah. But yeah, so if Overeem wins, it probably is a finish.
yeah.
You would think, unless he, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll finish. I don't think this will go to decision.
I mean, it is possible Overeem can win 3 rounds by just getting him down and holding him there for 2-3 minutes each round. But when he's down there, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he really fucked up Sakai.
Yeah, and they both have high finish ratios.
Yeah. Yeah, so when those odds for an Overeem finish come out, I might be smashing that bet.
Yeah, as soon as they come out. Yeah, everyone watching, as soon as they come out, if you want some value, Overeem finish. In terms of the under 2.5, over 2.5, what are you thinking about that?
Probably over.
Yeah, probably over.
Yeah,
probably over. Probably over, I think.
I feel like I don't quite know how to approach those bets for over under. I never know if there's value there. I never know. I just don't really get bets.
I think a lot of the time in heavyweight, it's under 2.5 or under 1.5 because heavyweights finish each other so quickly.
Yeah, I know other betting people in MMA say that a lot more heavyweight fights go the distance than the odds imply.
Yeah.
So apparently there is value there typically. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that confident about picking whether it will or won't.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll stick to yeah, I mean this is very, very difficult to predict, but my prediction is an Alistair Overeem finish. I'm approximately 55% sure. No, 55. Yeah, 55%, I'd say. So for me, this is a good bet.
What about Volkov in the risky come? And then an Overeem finish or KO?
Yeah, could do.
But we need the odds for the KO, and we don't have them.
Yeah. I really don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who'll win this. it could literally just come down to who throws the biggest shot first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. Well, whoever does win this, I guess, is probably like another fight away from a title shot after this one, because they're both 5 and 6. The problem is they'll probably have to fight like, who will they have to fight? Curtis Blades, probably.
Overeem already. Wait, who's Overeem fought recently?
Oh,
Yeah.
Overeem.
He's already lost to Blades.
Yeah, so
and
has
Ngannou.
Yeah, so
and
has
Rosenstruik. So
yeah. Overeem should probably fight Rosenstruik after this if he wins.
yeah, but he's basically lost to everybody above him.
Yeah.
So that's a strange situation to be in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what I was thinking. Like, if he does win this, who does he fight?
Yeah. So let's go Volkov. Who's he fought?
Volkov has lost to Curtis Blades as well. He's lost to Derek Lewis, and then he's beaten everyone else.
So they'd have to give him Rosenstruik.
Yeah, Rosenstruik probably, maybe. Yeah. That would be interesting. That'd be a full stand-up fight.
Yes, it would. I like Rosenstruik. He's not very sophisticated, but he's just got that. He's got that power, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think Volkov could beat Rosenstruik.
I think he should be beating Rosenstruik.
Yeah, I think
80% of the time. But yeah, we all saw what Rosenstruik did to Alistair Overeem's lip. You know, split.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, Volkov. If Volkov wins this and then like beats Rosenstruik, he's like in the top 3-4. Problem is he can't beat Blades, and he can't beat Ngannou. So yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, probably.
Basically, Stipe's going to be champion. I don't see Ngannou beating him in the rematch, so Stipe will just have to give the belt up when he's finished, and then fuck off and let someone else fight for it. Ngannou probably win it.
You don't think Ngannou can beat Stipe?
Nah. No, I mean he's got the one punch chance, but Stipe will just out wrestle him again. Exact same game plan, as in how much wrestling can you learn? Wrestling is something you have to pick up from a young age. You can't just learn it. You can't just learn it over a few years, particularly at the level that Stipe knows it. So he's got the puncher's chance. Obviously, he only needs one or two, but Stipe has a chin as well. Like, he got caught by Daniel Cormier, but he took some big shots from Ngannou in that fight. Big shots.
Well, that's a bit worrying. I mean, yeah, but if Ngannou was landing clean shots, then anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. I'd still lean more towards Stipe in that fight because he's just more well-rounded.
Yeah, probably.
And Stipe hits hard too. Obviously, nowhere near as hard as Ngannou, but Stipe hits hard too. So you could potentially hurt Ngannou if he lands something big. Although I don't think Ngannou would get knocked out. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, with this fight, I think I'm leaning more towards Overeem. And I'll probably bet on an Overeem finish.
I've literally no idea.
Yes, it is. It's a weird one.
Being the clever fuckers that we are, we're going to make some money out of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it all depends on what odds we can get for an Overeem finish. I'm thinking about putting Volkov in a risky come, subject to finding other candidates for the risky come, hedging that with an Overeem finish, which probably would make us some money if that comes in for the Overeem finish.
Yeah.
I find that typically works for us because we did that yesterday with
It does. Chandler.
Chandler and Hooker.
Yeah.
It's a very good hedge. It's a very good safety bet. I actually made a lot of money on that. I actually lost most of my fights, most of my bets yesterday, but made a fair amount of money.
Yesterday was a weird card. It was one of those cards that, like, yeah, it was weird. Like, I wasn't expecting McGregor to lose, but I mean, we did say it was 60-40. Poirier could win. Um, and what else? What else didn't go our way? Roundtree. I mean, Roundtree could have probably finished him in the second round. He had him hurt, but I'm never betting on that guy again. The other fights we got right: Albazi, Movsar Evloev, all those guys we got right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Amanda Hebas in my Come. I think she lost. I didn't watch that fight because I don't watch women's MMA. Yeah, just Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, just useless. Absolutely useless.
Yeah, Khalil Roundtree fucked everything up. But
this is the perfect opportunity for me to have a rant about Muay Thai. So he's gone to Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. He's been there for several years, thinking that, learning Muay Thai is going to revolutionize my MMA game. And it doesn't. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Learning kicks is great. It doesn't take you 5 years to learn, a middle kick, a low kick, and a high kick, and a teep.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely agree with that.
You can do that in Texas or wherever it is, in your local MMA gym. And you can also focus on a whole lot of other things that are actually going to help you, like boxing and wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that these guys that train out of Muay Thai gym. So, for instance, Peter Yan or Rafael Fiziev, so on and so forth. They also do a lot of boxing. A lot of boxing.
I mean, boxing is the key. I mean, hands. Yeah. I cannot express how unsophisticated Muay Thai strikers' hands are.
Yeah.
Compared to boxing, it's a different level. That's not to mention the footwork. In Muay Thai, there's no fucking footwork. None.
And also they grapple. So those Muay Thai fighters from Central Asia and from Russia and from the Caucasus, they grapple a lot too. Whereas the Muay Thai fighters from Thailand, from Southeast Asia, when you go to those camps, okay, there is some kind of grappling in Muay Thai in that you get them in the Muay Thai clinch and you control their neck. Does that really work in MMA? Not really. Doesn't work. Possibly to an extent, maybe you can knee someone through it, but overall, the clinching in Muay Thai, you can't really take into MMA.
I think knees in the clinch.
Maybe it's a sweep. Yeah, maybe a sweep. No, I'm talking specifically about the clinching and the grappling.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, it doesn't work. No.
Yeah, it just doesn't translate.
And even in the stand-up, even in the sort of the striking clinch, as you do in Muay Thai, where you've got throws, you can pick them up and throw them, dump them, you can sweep them. I can't remember the last time I ever saw that in MMA.
It doesn't work. Yeah. The foot sweeps and stuff you see in MMA are from like judo or sambo or something. Wrestling, traditional wrestling, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff from Muay Thai.
So everyone's got a boner for Muay Thai. Like they think it's an absolute critical, foundation for MMA. It's just not.
No, it's not.
It's
not a critical foundation. No. And if you go through all of the champions right now in the UFC, everyone has a wrestling base bar Izzy, I'd say. Yeah, bar Izzy.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing. People like Izzy are an exception. He's done it for like 15, 20 years.
He's a kickboxer. That's different to Muay Thai.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Kickboxing's different. Yeah. So and he was an amateur boxer as well. He had 5 amateur boxing fights.
Yeah. So if you go to say Tiger Muay Thai and do Muay Thai for 5 years, that's not really going to help you. If you do it for 20 years and you're actually at the level of a pro Thai boxer, then that's a different matter because you're kicking with a speed, power, and ferocity that is extremely difficult to deal with. Elbows are being an example, but you're not going to get to that level.
No.
Roundtree is never going to be that guy. Never.
No.
Stupid
move.
Yeah, if you're Izzy Adesanya, it works. For everyone else, just do something else.
And someone out there will watch this and think, what about Pyotr Yan? Pyotr Yan was a Russian amateur boxing champion with 60+ fights before he started Muay Thai.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard some people say, the best foundation for striking is do boxing first, then do kickboxing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Get the hands, understand footwork, understand range, and then start doing the kicks.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
You can see that with Jan's. You can see that with Jan's boxing ability. I mean, his counter striking and his ability to jab. It's just levels above everyone else in his division.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I don't understand that too. You get a massive boner over Muay Thai. I mean, it's great. It's fun. But in terms of translating it into MMA, I mean, certain things you can definitely translate, knees, elbows, all that crap. But yeah, I mean, it's an odd move to move there in your 30s or in your late 20s and think it's going to revolutionize your MMA game. Very odd.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think let's wrap this up. So I think Overeem will win. I'm about 55% sure. I'll bet on him because Volkov is a heavy favorite. And Andrew?
Yeah, I've got no idea. 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
The value's on Overeem, unless you want to put Volkov in a risky come, and it is risky. If you're going to put Volkov in a risky come, then I think you should hedge that with an Overeem finish, KO or finish overall. Yeah. If that comes in, you'll probably make some money, which will cover the cost of the come should it go wrong, and probably make some money on top of that as well.
Yeah, and we should just say, as we've said many times, we don't really bet on heavyweight fights or include it in comes unless it's like Francis Ngannou against anyone boss Stipe. But then the value will be shit. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it really. Not sure who else is on this card, but we'll have a look and we'll be putting out videos very soon. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, please subscribe, leave comments, and we'll see you soon. Bye.